to talk. I keep seeing people saying that Gen Z is so cynical. Are we? Let me tell you a little story. This is how old I was when I realized and was told by adults that something is really wrong with the earth. Like, it's sick. That's what was explained to me as a young child. It's sick. And we are making it sicker as a human population. And there are things we can do to prevent it from getting sicker that we should do. Okay? And this is how old I was when I was told, by the way, you should probably know that the reason the planet is so sick is because of rich people, corporations, people who want to make money. We've known for about 40 years, more, but they said 40 years. So it's been about 40 years that we know this is happening, but things are not getting that much better. Just so you know, you're the generation we're counting on to make this all better. You know, the campaigns were never like, do this for your future, and we are also going to help because of your future. It was always like, do this for your grandchildren's future. And it was very clear that that it was like the onus was on our generation to be the generation that would change things. The millennials too, to an extent, but it was more like, think of your children's future, like, you don't want it to be bad, right? So, like, you should probably take these steps. Whereas I remember in 5th and 6th grade, I remember really having it drilled into my head that, like, you guys are the generation that are going to fix the problems of pollution. Like, we really believe in you. We can see that in the future things are going to be greener, and it's your generation that's going to do it. So I'm talking like 10, 11 years old. It's like, we can't actually do anything for another 10 to 20 years. So why don't you, the adults, do something? Anyway, sorry. Immediately, that's how I felt. But even the teachers telling us how we could be the future and, like, change things. I think even them, a lot of them were really not convinced, and I wasn't either. And there was, like, a very real sense of panic that we have a ticking clock, and no one who's in charge seems to care, and the people who care are like us, the normal silly civilians, and like politicians and the military and the rich people. They don't give a fuck, right? Like, I was about 12 when that was pretty much told to me word for word. Like, we would listen to songs where that was pretty much told to us word for word, and, like, no shade on those teachers. That's the truth. That's what's happening, and we deserve to know why our world is fucking burning. But yeah, it was fucking scary. I was a teenager in the years 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. I mean, do I even have to say, have you guys been around? Like, it was very clear and quick from, like, 2014, I think, was pretty much when it started to click in the heads of, like, everyone around me. Like, for me, I think it had already kind of set in, but for everyone around me, it kind of started to click that, like, every time they're talking to us about the environment and all that, there's, like, nothing we can do. Nothing that we as individuals can do. Like, we can vote and stuff, but, like, all these things, they were like, plant trees and all that, like, that is not enough. We need community planning. We need politicians on our side. We need, like, a whole overhaul of the system of trade right now. Like, and it's just like, try being 14 or 15 and going through, like, being a teenager, and at the same time realizing, like, the earth is actually fucked. Like, every single year during those years, there would be a new study where scientists would say, we only have 10 years left. We only have so many years left. And it was usually around 10, right? And that was like 10 years ago. Remember that? They'd be like, we have about 10 years left to reverse the situation. And if we don't, then we'll have about 10 years to do damage control. And then they would always be like, by the way, you should know, as far as how things are going right now and things are developing, we're gonna be in damage control mode for sure. And here we are, by the way. Like, if you're thinking, oh, things are changing because now it is true, things are starting to change incrementally towards, like, the more and more clean energy is more and more the norm, right? If you're thinking, like, finally, well, it's not because we're, like, in danger of things happening. It's because things have already tipped, right? We're already in the disaster right now. Like, in case you hadn't known, all of those natural disasters that don't seem so natural because they've literally never happened in the place you've lived in. Yeah, that's the climate disaster we were being warned about 30 years ago. That's what's happening, okay? That's not just signs that it's gonna happen. That's it happening actively. When the forests are all burning down and the shores are all being flooded and there's hurricanes and there's storms and there's ice storms where there's not supposed to be ice storms, heat waves where there's not supposed to be heat waves, that's the climate disaster actively happening. Anyway, sorry. As you can see, I guess I'm cynical, but that's what I'm trying to say. Are we cynical, or are we just reacting completely normally? The actual word cynical, as per defined, would be like someone who is skeptical of the intentions of others, believes that society as a whole is not good and that people are generally selfish. But is it that I believe that, or is it that I've been shown that over and over and over again? Like, at some point, the call is coming from inside the house. I'm not being cynical about the world because, you know what? I genuinely believe most people are good people. So I don't think that makes me cynical, because when I see someone on the street, I would assume you're a good person. I assume most people are good people, because I know that that's what the data shows as well. But what I'm reacting to in this way is the fact that these good people, they don't know what to do, right? A lot of them, they don't know what to do, and they don't take any actions to go find what to do. And some of us, like me, who kind of know what to do, we don't have any, like, way to do the things we would like to do to help. Or, you know, it's difficult because of whatever financial situation or disabled situation or, like, whatever situation we're in. So I know most people are good people. I'm not cynical about the world. What I'm reacting to in anger and protest is the top of the pyramid that's keeping us fucking dying. We're dying, guys. Like, thousands of us. Thousands of us every single day. In every single country. In every single country, there are hundreds of thousands of people dying. Every single day. That could be not dying if billionaires didn't exist. And I'm not saying like, oh, there's like 2 or 3 people per day that are affected by billionaires, and that's terrible because, like, think about, no, I'm being for real, guys. There's like at least 1 million people every day who die directly because a billionaire exists. Like, and we just accept it. And not because a billionaire exists because the billionaire decided, like, that person's dying, but because a billionaire exists in the sense that because of the way that the whole system is made to benefit someone to the point they're able to be a billionaire, someone is able to be a billionaire and someone else had to die for that to be able to happen. Okay? I feel like I expressed myself clearly, but then people come and say these things that I feel like were obviously implied, right? So I'm trying to be as precise as possible in this description. But that's what I mean when I say I don't think Gen Z is cynical. I was very young when I was told point blank, the government don't really care about the fact that we're literally dying, and the people who have all the money who could fix it also don't. So I just grew up knowing the truth. That's the difference, I think. That's not cynicality.